So thank you again. We're excited today to have our January Newport Students of the Month for our presentation. But before that, I want to introduce Bud, who's introduced as one of our guests today, who's here to talk about the crab crack for the fundraiser for for the Historical Society, but I always say for the building, for the Heritage Center. But so please help me welcome Bud, and I'll have him come up and do the presentation. Bud.
All right, thanks everybody for allowing me to come. And yeah, we have our annual crab crack February 15th at 4 o'clock at the Best Western. And but before that, the older I get, the more I tell stories. So brought something here I show you. I don't know if you guys remember Laverne Weber. Yeah, but Laverne Weber, John Baker, Don Davis, and I were all part of their original foundation. And Laverne, we'd have a building party once a month here. I chaired the building committee for the last 20 some years, and Laverne would bring this with it every time. And we're using it on a remodel upstairs in the original house. We're putting a maritime library, and anybody wants to walk up there and look at the end, we can. But John Baker, I know, was a huge Rotarian. He also wrote our first business plan for this building, and was very much a part of helping out with that, along with Carol Jones and Joanne McAdams. And so I just wanted to mention that before I figured I was going to try to pry some money out of you. So, but anyway, the crab crack. What's that?
This is a crowbar.
It's a crowbar.
You usually don't see one that big.
Thank you.
But I can understand why you want to bring it to meetings. It's good to keep order.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, we have a Coast Guard table that the Port of Newport last year graciously provided the funds for. It was $520, and they put that up, and that was 8 seats at a table. Unfortunately, with the rogue happening and where they're at, they can't do that this year. So what I'm trying to do is pry some money from wherever I can. And anybody that'd like to make a donation, they can do it as they leave here at the desk. It will go towards honoring our Coast Guard and having them part of the event. And if you're not going, you're missing something. So it's Kevin from United Way just asked me about our crab, and all of our crab is donated by our commercial fishing. So, and this is really our only fundraiser we have dedicated where we get out and actually see people and do things. So anyway, it's really important, and I appreciate you thinking about it. And if you want to see the library after the meeting, you're welcome to stop upstairs. Yeah, there's a lot of sawdust. We're also putting a curator room, and it's the last part of the building that we haven't touched. So it feels good to be getting there. It's kind of like the Golden Gate Bridge. Start all over again. Well, thank you guys. You bet.
But if I could just confirm with you, so the cost of the table is it still 500?
520.
520.
8 seats, $65 a person. If an individual person wants to go on their own, it's $75.
Okay.
So,
And I'll let you know that we'll have it on our agenda. We have a board meeting on Tuesday,
oh, that's you.
and I'll bring it up as an agenda item at that time. And Chrissy? Yeah, so and the way that'll work is we'll take it down here. Mark usually gets the checks issued pretty quick, but since we only do individual stuff here, if we're gonna do it as a club, and the club approves that on the board, then we'll take that out of it basically. Okay, thank you, Chrissy.
All right, thanks. You bet.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm not sure, is that still working? It's blinking. I haven't seen it blink.
Okay. Check.
I'll try it.
Check. There we go.
Maybe.
That was me.
So is it working?
No, it's not.
Okay, can you turn that one off? It's still not working?
It's off.
So why don't I grab that one?
So people will just have to speak up loud. When you talk.
So this one is working, so for the presentations. I don't want the kids to have to get home. So with that, so one of the things we've been trying to do this year is make sure that we don't address like a club donation during our meetings, which is perfectly fine. They can still come and present, everybody hears it. We can always do individual donations at any time and it goes through Mark. And so you can always make individual donations like Christy did. But just so everybody knows too, the club will bring that up at our board meeting on Tuesday and discuss it and decide whether or not to fill the rest of the table.
Gotcha.
I think is a good idea, but we need to have everybody have their input on it. So with that, I also want to move right into the presentations to make sure we have enough time for questions and for presentations. So with that, I'll ask you to help me welcome Raina up here to introduce our students of the month.
All right, our first student of the month is Zane Carver. He's the son of Paul Carver and Jessica Carver of Depot Bay. He has participated in wrestling, and swimming, and he volunteers with American Legion during the holiday season. He enjoys surfing, lifting weights, and running, and plans to join the Coast Guard after graduation. Please welcome Zane.
Thank you guys for having me. That pretty much summed up my presentation. A little bit about me. Some hobbies I do, or really all I do, is surf, weightlift, and run. There's a picture of one of my boards that I just spray painted down at Newport Surf Shop. And then this is either me or my buddy Reef surfing. Plans for the future. So I am enlisting in the United States Coast Guard. I hope to be an aviation survival technician or a rescue swimmer. I think this is a pretty big job. It's definitely a proving ground. Over 50% of applicants fail out of the school. And I just think it'd be a really good proving ground and a way for me to one up my dad. And then my why I want to join the Coast Guard. My dad served in the United States Coast Guard for 22 years. He was an MK or a mechanical technician. I think that's a photo of him in Seattle. One of the 45s. And then my grandpa was also a big factor in this. He really pushed me to do this. He was a Green Beret in the United States Army. He served in Vietnam. And then he really just said, because originally I was going to join the Army, but he was like, no, you're not doing that. He said, go Coast Guard. So doing that now. But that's pretty much all I do and my plans for the future. So thank you very much for this honor.
Can you share a little bit about what the career does?
Jump out of helicopters and save people during storms. Yeah.
Our next student is Sequoia Newberg. She is the daughter of Leo Newberg and Colleen Hill. She has won the Surf Rider Foundation National Youth Wavemaker Award and has been named Outstanding Student in Science at Newport High School. She's part of the sailing team and the Link Crew, National Honor Society, and she is the ASB Sergeant at Arms. She enjoys hiking, photography, and crocheting. Please welcome Sequoia.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me. In my presentation, I wanted to focus on something that's really important to me and that's been a big part of my life. And that's like marine science and marine conservation. My mom was a marine biologist at Hatfield and the animal husbandry part of that. So I spent a lot of time growing up like in the aquarium with the animals in the back, like playing with the octopus. That's me and my little brother with the food for the octopus. And so I just grew up with a love for like marine animals and marine science because of her. And then my dad has also been super involved in the Surf Rider chapter here. So I grew up involved with beach cleanups. I started at the age of 6. And since then, I've continued to participate. Around 12, I started leading them myself at Beverly Beach. And then I started organizing them for the Otter Rock and Roll surf competition. And for the past year, I've been their beach cleanup coordinator. So I've helped organize 3 beach cleanup events around the community in honor of like Earth Day and 5th of July and our annual fall cleanup. And through Surf Rider, I was nominated to be a Hill Day activist for them in 2023. So I got to go up to Washington, D.C., and we met with 5 state representatives, including Suzanne Bonamici. And I mainly focused on policy that had to do with plastic pollution reduction because of my experience in beach cleanups. But it was just super amazing. I was the youngest person there, and it was just a really cool opportunity for me to have. And then also in 2023, I started volunteering at the Seattle Aquarium during the summer. My mom moved up there, so I thought it was a super cool opportunity. And my favorite part of it is just being able to show guests things they have never seen before. I love working at the touch tanks because so many people think those animals are actually plants. So I think it's really incredible that I can actually show them like, yeah, they're alive and you can touch them and they eat and they move around and they'll actually stick to you sometimes. And it's always super incredible to see them like exposed to something that a lot of them haven't seen before in their lives. And then most recently, I started an internship with the Friends of Otter Rock. So I help with a lot of citizen science like data collection. We collect data for like NOAA, Oregon Shores, Coast Watch, Coast through the University of Washington. So we do things like record and measure dead birds that wash along the shore, do king tide surveys like you can see in this photo. And in this one of me and my friend Pacey, we're picking up plastic in designated zones and like recording how much we find and what it is and where we find it on the beach. In the future, I plan to attend the University of Puget Sound and I'm going to study biology there. And while I'm there, I hope that I can start their sailing team back up because it was canceled during COVID. And sailing has always been a big part of my life. So I think it would be really cool to start that back up and be able to continue sailing throughout college. That's it for my presentation.
First, I want to ask, does anybody have questions? I know we kind of roll from speaker to speaker, but if you guys are wanting to take a couple questions, does anybody have any questions?
Guy, you have a question. I thought of you, Guy.
I don't really have a question. I have a comment. We're looking for groups to go out and do some microplastic cleanups for us this summer. If you can get more than 10 volunteers, we'll give you $100 for doing that. Also, your name will go into a hat and, or your club's name will go into a hat, and we're gonna have $1,000 drawing at the end of the year. And so we're looking for Newport High School clubs, like the baseball or the you name it club. And so, go and help us get some volunteers.
And you're able to sign up on our website. You guys want to do that? You guys want to make your own club up just for that purpose, that's fine. Any other questions? So I wanted to say, Sequoia, with regards to the volunteer with the science stuff, can't tell you how important that is now with some of the funding going away and stuff like that, to keep the science, the data stream coming, because when there's a gap in the data, then the results become less and less attributable to whatever you're trying to prove. So the fact that you're doing that, I really appreciate that. I know that we all do. And of course, Zane, and if you get to go to the Coast Guard, that's awesome. We all, fighting to keep our helicopter and the importance to our economy and our tourism and everything like that, and to our local citizens. And really appreciate that. Scary thing to do, but thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? All right, thanks, everybody. And hold on, please, just like one more second. And thank you guys for presenting today. And Flax, Sequoia, and Zane, and in addition, one of the things that Rotary does, I know you guys have heard this because come to our meetings this month, but we are working on trying to eradicate polio. And so for presenting today, we're going to vaccinate 50 kids in your guys' name. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I know I say this all the time, but again, one of my favorite weeks of each month is the Students of the Month. I think it's always great to hear about what you guys are doing and what you guys are going to do. It's very exciting. I know you guys are probably excited. You're getting done with your month happens to land on this transition from into your last semester. So congratulations on that, and looking forward to scholarship night and all the other stuff we're going to get to see you later on in the year. So with that, I wanted to open it up for other announcements, and I know I've got Diane for one, but hers is going to be a little bit longer. So anything brief? Okay, and let's let Diane. Do you want to come on up and just voting?
Thanks, Brian. I was lucky enough to attend the Big People's district meeting today because Freddie couldn't attend. So I attended in his stead and talked about, he's the youth services chair for the district. Is that right, Freddie? Okay. And Chris, our district governor, said, why don't you have Diane come and talk about the four-way speech contest, which I did. And Guy, I want to tell you, they want me to send out your video that you gave me to all the clubs in the district so that it's a fair contest with everybody, because I said, we're going to make it like TED Talks. Okay, the other thing that I said I would announce, and I'm just going to do it briefly, the Rotary District 5110 is having a contest. I'm just going to summarize it, and then I told Brian I can come to the board meeting on Tuesday and we can talk about it more. So it's a campaign, and the goals are to increase club visits, both first time and returning guests, build awareness and visibility for Rotary District 5110 across all communities, collect leads, emails, photos, and social engagement, strengthen the district and club social media presence. There's a grand prize of $500 to $750, something universally appealing, such as a travel voucher, weekend getaway, or high-value local package, concert tickets plus hotel. There are mid-tier prizes, which will amount to $1,000, gift cards to local restaurants, sporting events, wineries, or experiences across the district, like Oregon State or U of O tickets, Fall Sports 2026, Corvallis Custom Store gift card, coastal hotels, Airbnbs, or the like. And I have to tell you, I went to Colorado. That's why I wasn't at the meeting last week. And I stayed in my first Airbnb. It was a disaster, but that doesn't matter. It was really cold in Denver because, and there was just problem after problem after problem. Luckily, the person was so nice and he refunded 2/5 of what I paid him. Okay, there's also gonna be club specific prizes, and we can talk about that at the board meeting. And then Rotary branded swag like t-shirts, mugs, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. I want to just tell you about the timeline. February 2026 is the mid-campaign push, feature stories of people who tried Rotary spotlights on district social media. And let's see, what I want to tell you how to do it. That's what I really wanted to do. Oh, you can tag the district 5110 on social media with a picture and hashtag, and tag or mention the club they tried. Only 5110 clubs apply. For instance, hashtag try Rotary and hashtag district 5110. So start doing that right now, all of you that are on social media. And then ideas are to get clubs that get the most visitors would win prizes. And they have like a Rotary stuffed dog, which I don't quite get yet, but we'll talk about that more later on. And again, ads, try Rotary, win big, and then copy, visit any Rotary Club in District 5110 between January and March and enter to win a travel getaway and other prizes, because they want people who are not currently Rotarians to win. And then organic posts for clubs. Curious about Rotary? January through March is a perfect time to check us out. Visitors are automatically entered into the Try Rotary contest. Come for the fellowship, stay for the impact. So all of our visitors today will be entered. We had a great time hosting guests at this week's meeting. Don't forget, new visitors can enter the Try Rotary contest for a chance at prizes. And then last chance, visit our clubs before March 31st to be part of the Try Rotary contest. And with that, I'll turn it back to you, Brian. Thank you.
Diane, did they tell you the date of the conference?
Well, yes, the date of the conference, it starts because the Rotary four-way speech contest is Saturday, and I said March 17th, but it's really this Saturday. This year is not March, excuse me. I'm telling you all the dates wrong. It's Saturday, May 15th, not 16th. Whatever Saturday is on in May is the district conference. And Keith and I will be there because I'll be doing the four-way speech contest. Anyway, thanks, Brian. I'll turn it back to you.
Sam, and we'll get that information. Diana has it all in written format too. We'll make sure we get that out. But with that, I want to invite Kevin up for one of our guests, visiting Rotarians, to give his speech.
Well, it's not really a speech, but I think most of you guys know, last year we did the day of action over at Rotary, where we did the 50,000 meals, and it went out to the different food groups or the different food pantries in the county. We had that planned for April. Obviously, road was closed. Trying to find a new location for that. We need a warehouse space, forklift, and then the ability, a pretty good sized parking lot for people to pull in with trailers, get the pallets moved out. If you know of a space like that, let us know. We're trying to work with the port. There's still some red tape about utilizing the building right now, but we're trying to work through it. So it's postponed until we get a suitable location. We can ramp it up once we do get a location, and we can do it in May or June. But if you know of a location that we could do it, it's needs to be big enough for about 100 people and about 9 table lines. So a fairly good 10,000 square foot warehouse would probably work just fine, and a loading dock would be nice. So if you know something like that, let me know. We can kind of work around it. Another thing is real quick, we're doing a fundraiser next weekend. If you're over in the valley, we're doing a crowd fest over at a local brewery in Albany. This is the 25th year that we've been doing it. It originally started with our Rotary Club, the Greater Albany Rotary Club, and then the United Way acquired it last year just because the club didn't have enough people to actually put it on anymore. So we didn't want to let it die. So if you're over in the valley, come on over. It's Saturday from 12 to 7. We have an 80s arena band in there, and all the proceeds go to the 3 counties.
Running them through my head, but that's a tough ask without having the access to the.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I'll think about it. Okay, so I know you guys, I'm sure have noticed Thompsons aren't here, but I wanted to bring up again the seafood and wine volunteer opportunity. I haven't checked online to see how many availabilities are still left, but I'm guessing there's still some. But again, if you can volunteer for that, I'll call it the diversion volunteer situation where you're diverting the recycling, composting, and waste to the correct bins. And those options are, there's 2 shifts every day, not every day, but almost 2 shifts every day between February 19th and February 22nd. And hopefully they've gotten filled in, but if they haven't, please check that out again. It's on our website. It's been on the newsletter. If you need to, or you can just email me if you need the link for that. And again, the March, Amy would also be bringing up again the exchange student weekend, which is now coming up really fast, March 13th to 15th. And I think, again, I'm not sure she still needs host families, but because I know she was getting close, but if there's other ways to help, there's sometimes the host families can host the kids, but may need transportation or something at a certain time. If there's anything you can do during those days, March 13th to 15th, just let Amy know. And I'm sure she'll be happy to have any other help she can get with that. And so with the host families. But I wanted to now open it up for other announcements. If anybody has any.
I have a question.
Yeah, right now.
Do you know where students are going next year and who and how many?
We should have an update on that today. We do have an incoming, I think.
Yeah.
Oh. But yes, I do.
Heard about Olivia, but I wasn't sure if there was other. There had been talk about.
Yeah, but I think that's the only one for outbound. But I actually thought we might have had an update for inbound too, but I'll find out. I don't want to say something that's.
Brian, we had some apply that they came down and accepted one as an outbound.
Outbound, yeah, that's what I mean.
And I
think
think the district went from, I remember the meeting correctly, from 15 outbounds to 21 outbounds this year. So it's increasing, but we just got one.
Yeah, and that was my understanding too, that we went based on the selection process, we went with one outbound.
She's out sick today. She was going to come, so I just want to make sure it's
Okay. Anything else? Michelle, did you have something? Okay. Okay, so happy bucks or any other kind of announcements, sad bucks, brag bucks, anything like that?
birthdays.
We've actually, I was looking at the list. I think we pretty much got everybody on the birthday list when they came. Yes, we got through to Michelle last time, to Marcia, excuse me.
I'm going to be $25 happy to the Lincoln County Foundation for my new, I guess he's a grandnephew, right? Anyway, his name is Malachi, and he's healthy. And I survived my trip to Denver, so $25
Now, there's my anniversary today, so I'm gonna be my as a member, excuse me. But so I'm gonna be $50 happy for my 5th year anniversary.
Wedding anniversary?
No, 5th year member. No, wedding, so 30. Something.
Cindy Bernstead is online and she would like to donate $100 to Paul Harris for her birthday. Cindy's birthday. I don't think she's 100, but happy birthday.
And Brian, if the members donate all the money for the crab pack for the Coast Guard, we don't need to bring it up, right?
Yeah, and actually, if you just put my 50 towards the crab crack table. And but if I could ask you to keep track of what's for the crab crack, so we know it's still on for the agenda.
Call them for that.
So any others? And again, it can go towards anything. It doesn't have to go towards the crab crack or.
I'll donate $100 toward the crab crack.
So you're doing microphones and have to keep track. Thank you, guys. I think that puts us pretty much halfway to the crab crack table, so that makes it an easier decision to be at the board meeting. Anything else anybody wants to bring up? Otherwise, I really want to encourage, because we do have a little bit of time. I think you guys still have time. Saying, I can't believe at your age you only eat that much. But I wanted to encourage everybody, please grab some food. We've got about 15 minutes. And if you need to leave or anything, that's fine too. But
Grab dessert. There's 2 cheesecakes there. Nobody has touched them.
But go ahead, you can get up in about 5 or 6 minutes. We'll close the meeting. Oh, so I had to just.
Yeah. Hey, wait, I can tell you what's happening. I can tell you really
Sorry,
quick about.
Just a second, everybody. I'm sorry. Dana had another announcement that she wants.
Just tell you really, the two of you, very quickly, and reach you about the 4-way speech contest. You need to have your information, your application figured out, and your parents, your host parent to sign it. And I am going to have a meeting in Melinda Dye's Spire Center Room on February 17th. Should have all gotten an email about that. So please come and think about what you want to talk about. I'm always available if you want to talk to me about it. I really would like a lot of participation from the Rotary Club of Newport. It's really, really fun and you win cash. At the club level, you win $300 if you win, $200 if you come in second, $100 if you come in third, and then $50 for everyone who participates. At the district level, it's $3,000 if you win, and then $2,000 for second, and $1,000 for third, and then $100 if you participate. And we have had one high school student from Newport, it was a few years ago, Elliot Crowder, and he won at the district level. So I encourage you all to do it. Thanks for reminding me, Dana.
Thank you, Diane. And so I'm going to take us out with the 4-way test right now. Please do.
Right.
Oh, yeah, sorry. But go ahead and do the member incentives. But you please do grab food while you're waiting.
Today's member incentive is Al Fitzpatrick, and he's not here, so next week it will be $10.
Great. And this week's social media winner is Noelle Kavanaugh. She's not here today. And the 50/50 is worth $76 to the winner. And the winner is Jeff Otter.
Hey, Okay, with that, I'll say that our next meeting is February 5th. So here at noon, it's our first meeting of February. February's theme is Peace and Conflict Prevention Month, which hopefully every month is that, but that's our focus in February. And our speaker will be David Ehrman, OSU librarian, and he's going to be doing a presentation on the OSU Patent and Trademark Resource Center. So with that, I'll take us out with the four-way test, and then please do grab some food. You can, like the four-way test of the things we think, say, and do. First, is true. Second, is fair to all concerned. Third, will build good with all better friendships. Fourth, will be beneficial to all concerned. And fifth, thank you, everybody.